Hello and welcome to another episode of my Working with Todoist series. My name is Pullein and today I want to show you how to build a productive day. Now, the way I'm going to do this is to show you how I close out my day, because that is the keystone to actually building a productive day. Most of us are dumping stuff in Todoist and hoping that it's going to get done. Well, it only gets done if you do the work. And you need to make sure that A, you've got time to do it, and B, you're very clear on what the outcome is for each of those tasks. So what I want to do today is to go into my Todoist and show you how I do a closing down routine so that you can see how I'm planning the day, and hopefully that will give you some ideas about how you can get control of your Todoist, so that the tasks that you have on your today list when you start the next day are tasks that are meaningful, are moving things forward and leaving you feeling fulfilled at the end of the day. And trust me, when you feel fulfilled at the end of the day, having done tasks that are meaningful, you never feel tired. You feel energized. You're ready for more. And that's a good way to end the working day. So let's go into my Todoist now, and I'll show you how I'm closing down Todoist, and hopefully this will give you some ideas about how you can plan the day using Todoist. Okay, so when I plan the day, I know this is showing today, that's just because I'm recording the day right now. What I want to be looking at is, what are my core work tasks? Which ones are coming from my recurring areas of focus? Because they are always going to be the most important tasks. I've done the hard work already. I've established what my core work is and what my areas of focus are. And remember, if it's an area of focus, then of course it's going to be important. You've decided that it's an area of focus, therefore it's an important part of your life. So I'm looking at my recurring areas of focus. These are more likely to be the things that are going to move my life forward, improve my business, grow my business and grow me as a person. Well, today being Friday, I usually record all my YouTube videos. Now, the thing I have, and I want to show you this in my calendar, because I've recently done a video on time blocking. Now, my calendar is a lot busier than this. I've removed all the appointments just to show you that I've turned off my coaching program. As you can see right there, there's no check, because I don't want to reveal my client names, because that is obviously confidential. But if you look here, I do normally have a couple of early morning calls on a Friday morning, and then I have what I call my audio visual time. Now, it's true when I say audio visual time, I don't have time, particularly today, I don't have time to record my podcast, because I have an additional task in there on my video recording. So if I look there, I know I've got a block of time for video recording, and I've got a block of time for writing. I've got time for my communications, and I can do my admin from around about 7:30 this evening. These gaps here are for eating, and I have time for exercise. So my day on my calendar is planned. So let's go back to Todoist. So I know what in the morning I've got time to do my video recording. The most important one of the day is going to be my YouTube videos, which is why that is my red task. This is my objective task, if you like, my results task for today. Now, this to me is not the easiest way to look at a to-do list. It's just a list of things to do. So what I like to do is I go into the view here, and I group by, and let's go into there, group by priority. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to show me my priorities. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I use Todoist flags in a specific way. Red flags are for my absolutely must be done tasks today. My orange flags are my morning tasks, and then my blue tasks are the tasks I will do in the afternoon, and then essentially the evening or less important tasks will go into the P4, which is basically as no flag at all. What you'll notice is majority of these are going to be routines. There are some recurring areas of focus, things like daily planning and clear outstanding calls, which actually isn't what I do, because I don't really have any calls to do. But just in case I do, they can be done at that time. But this area here for me is the most important area. Hence, I have what I call my today's focus. That removes the P4 flags. This is the view I use on a day-to-day basis. This is where I spend most of my time. So if we go back to my calendar, so remember, my red flags are my must-do tasks today. That must happen. My P2 flags are my morning tasks. So I'm already doing a recording session because I'm recording YouTube videos, so my studio is set up. So my video recording for the time sector system course update, that can be done in that time. If you look at my calendar, I actually have plenty of time to record those videos, which I've already done. I've also got some writing time in the afternoon. Go back here. So my afternoon task, write this week's blog post, continue working on the time sector system book, prepare and schedule this week's working with newsletter, and write my coaching client feedback. And I've had 2 pieces of feedback to write from my coaching calls yesterday. So those got to be written today. So I've got quite a bit of writing to do. I may need a bit more time here. And so I've got a gap between here because at 10 o'clock till midnight, I have coaching calls until the end of the day, basically. So essentially, these 2 hours are out, but it gives me an hour and a half after admin if I need to just finish off some writing time. But I think 2.5 hours should be enough to get most of that, at least 90% of that writing done. So it'll all get done. The invoices, that can be done today, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I could do it tomorrow morning. It's not a big deal. So essentially, that's how I am planning the day. This is how I use a combination of where am I spending my time and how am I organizing my day. And when I come back to tomorrow, so we can go, this is how I would be focused. Now, I should point out that because the way I've structured, I know, people are going to ask me, what is this filter? So let's go into my filters and labels here. Today's focus, which for me is the most important one. If I just edit that filter, it's today and not P4. You can see that right there, today and not P4. And speaking of which, tomorrow's focus, which is there. So if I go back into my filters, tomorrow's focus is the most important one. Click on that. When it comes to planning, it's 2 days, which would include today and tomorrow, and not P4. I don't care about P4. They can be done or not done. I mean, ideally, if I've got the time, they will get done. But it's not the end of the world if they don't. So that will give me the task that I have for tomorrow. Saturday morning is complete weekly planning session. Again, if we go back to my calendar, I've got my business development time, which is where I not only look at the future, where the industry that I'm in is moving, but it also gives me the time to do my weekly planning. So I know that tomorrow morning I have time to do the weekly planning. So that's right there tomorrow. You've also see review master projects list, which is again tomorrow, and it's a morning task because it's an orange flag. Schedule next week's exercise. Again, I'll be doing that part of my planning. And then there's another areas of focus. Actually, it's a goals task right there, which is coming in to send money to my savings account. P3, if I've got time, I can work on that because that's a priority at the moment. I'm doing that today. But review my online courses and decide which one to update this quarter. I'm about to finish the time sector system update. I want to update one more course this quarter. That gives me about 2.5 months. So I've got plenty of time to actually do that. So I will do that tomorrow afternoon. But when I go back to my calendar, I know that this area here from round about 3:30 until 5:30, I've got coaching calls, so that block is there, so I probably won't have time to do that, but it's there and it's supposed to be done. And really, I don't actually need a lot of time for that, maybe 20 minutes just to decide which course to do. So I know that I've got the time to do the key important things, and that's the most important thing for me. And if you go back to today view, this view here, this is something that Todoist gave us about 6 months ago. You can change this, but I think the most important thing for most people is you want to be focused on the things that are really important, the things that are going to give you the biggest positive benefit to the day. And that's why I think flagging is the best way to do it. Of course, you can use labels if you wish, but I think you're going to get more value out of using the flags because it's always a lot faster. Now, if I go into my this week, we're going into the weekend, so I want to make sure that I've got all my tasks for this week are all scheduled. When I look at this, absolutely, they are all done. So as long as I stick to my plan and I focus on doing this work, these will get done. Now, one more thing before we finish this video. When it comes to actually adding the flags to these tasks, I do that when I do the daily planning. Now, it's about 10 minutes at the end of the day when I do my daily planning. So this here is Start Work on the Task Management and Time Blocking Summit, which I'm speaking at I think it's in March, but I need to submit the video on the 10th of February. This is going to be important task. It's on Sunday, so imagine it's Saturday now. I'm thinking this is important task. Sunday morning, I've got calls right through until lunchtime, but I do know that I will have time in the afternoon, so I'm going to give that a blue flag. I want that at the top of my list. All these here are not really that important. Look into acoustic panels for the studio. You might be hearing a slight echo at the moment, so I'm hoping to resolve that by adding some acoustic panels to the wall. So that's something I'm going to be looking into tomorrow. And also my wife, I bought a dressing gown for my new, for our new house move, and my wife is rather jealous of it, so I need to order her one. Fortunately, dressing gown is not expensive. But again, that can be done at any time, so I'm not going to add a flag to that. This one, of course, is today, so the flag is added. And these here, tomorrow night, absolutely no problem. Once my calls are finished, if we go into my calendar, you'll see that actually on a Saturday I have to schedule TV time. I have to force myself to stop working, so I schedule TV time. This is my calendar minus my coaching calls, which fills in most of these gaps. But here I really do have to schedule time for watching TV so that I don't do work. I will do it if I don't have something else to do. So what I might do here is that one is something I can do. It won't take long to put the LED lights up in the TV room, so maybe half an hour. So I will do that then. But that's it. That's how I will plan the day. Essentially, this is the most important one when it comes to planning the day because it allows me to put the flags in so I know what I'm doing and when. So it's all there. This is where I'm spending most of my day working every single day. I don't switch from this position until most of these are done, at least until after dinner. Once I finish dinner, I come back to my office. I will then switch into my today view, which really all that's left is these here. And most of these, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't do them. But you see that, again, if you go back to my calendar, after dinner, I've got an hour of admin time. That's more than enough time to deal with this. My action this day folder reverts to email. I've got my communication time, which today is going to be after dinner. So once I finished exercise, I'm going to have dinner. Then I'm going to spend about 45 minutes doing my email and messages. Then I've got admin time. And then hopefully I'll have maybe an hour and a half off to do anything else that might needs to do. And then at 10 p.m., my coaching calls start. So when I look at this and when I look at my day to day, I know I've got plenty of time to get all the work done. And so I don't feel stressed. All I need to know is that I've got enough gaps in here, which maybe not today. It's not, it's just a busy day because I want to get a lot done today, but that's okay. It's not, every day is not like this. Most days are more like Thursday, although there was a lot of calls that morning as well, because Thursday morning I do coaching calls really for California because my morning time is their evening time, so that was full. But if you notice, in the evening last night, I didn't have any coaching calls, so I had a relatively easy evening. So most of the time, I've got the flexibility in the afternoon. Here, this is unusual. I did an interview for a YouTube video yesterday. But here, most of the time, I've got plenty of gaps in my calendar to do all the other little things and take my dog for a walk and everything else that needs to be done. So there you go. I've gone through, hopefully, there to give you a really good idea of how I plan the day effectively with Todoist and my calendar so that I know I have enough time to get all the important work done. Hopefully that's given you some inspiration. Hopefully that's given you, right, I can do that. But there is a key part to this, which is to make sure that your Todoist is clean and tight. Because if it's not, then it's really difficult to try and balance the time that you have available and the work that you have to do. Be very, very clear with the way that you write your tasks. I mean, all these tasks have very clear verbs in there. There's nothing vague where I have to think. When I see any of these tasks, it tells me immediately what needs to be done. Well, hopefully you've got some useful stuff out of this. Thank you very much for watching this video, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.